What's going on, guys? Brad Scott here with bradscottvisuals.com, and I've seen so many different Panasonic GH4 reviews online. A lot of them are great, but I haven't seen too many from people who have been using the GH4 for more than like a month or two out in the field, and really telling people about what they love about the GH4, what really bugs them about it. And I've had a long time to play around with this thing and actually use it for work, capturing video and stills. So I wanted to do a review and basically just tell you guys some of the features that you might want to look out for on the GH4 that is really going to make you want to purchase it, and some of the features that you might want to steer towards other cameras for. So I want to start out talking about, I'm not going to go into full detail with specs and everything, but the big selling point on the Panasonic GH4 was that it will shoot 4K video in 24 and 30 frames per second. I have to say that the 4K video, as you can see in the screen behind me, is absolutely amazing. The detail is right up there, close to the Red Epic. It's amazing detail. The dynamic range is very good as well. So for video, I would say it's much better than any of the Canon 6D, Canon 5D Mark III, the Nikons. You're going to get a better picture from the Panasonic GH4. And it's got a lot of great features to work with, such as the zebras for exposing your image properly. It's got focus peaking, so you can always get that nice, sharp, crisp image. It's got audio features like audio metering. You can go ahead and plug your mic right into the side of the camera right there. You've got headphone monitoring port right there. You just plug your headphones straight in. So that makes it very easy to monitor your audio. You've got a micro HDMI port on the side here in camera. So that's going to transfer to your external monitor if you want to get like a 7-inch or 10-inch external monitor for a bigger rig setup. You can do that. It also comes with, if you want to purchase the optional Pro, basically the Pro audio and 4K HDMI setup, it's basically like a battery pack that goes on there. I chose not to purchase it as I wanted to keep it nice and light. I think that's one of the best features of the GH4. I actually purchased it for use with my octocopter drone for getting aerial cinematography, as well as doing time lapses and stuff like that. One of the things that I noticed that I wanted to speak about, I know a lot of you guys have seen my time-lapse photography tutorial for the GH4, and a lot of people were asking about the in-camera time-lapse movie maker function. So you can shoot a time-lapse and then create the time-lapse into a 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second movie within the camera. But you have to be on the 59.96 setting in the camera settings. It's in you go to menu, you go down to the little tool setting, and then you're going to go to system frequency. And if you're in 24 on the system frequency, it's not going to pull up the option after you complete a time lapse to make that video. So you have to be in the 59.96 setting right there. So that's something I wanted to mention. Now, I tested it out when I was shooting supercars at a track out here in Chandler, Arizona, and I tested out the high frame rate function doing speed blurs of fast moving cars like Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff. And that 7 frames per second really helps you capture that crisp focused image that you want when you're doing speed blurs. It pretty much focuses right away. It's a very fast focusing camera. So I found that for stills, if you're shooting stuff like action sports, surfing, anything that you want to shoot far away, it's going to be a great camera because you get that extra crop factor with the micro four thirds sensor. The downside that I saw with this camera was trying to get a really wide angle shot. I've got the Olympus Mzuko 12mm f2 lens on here, and that's the widest lens I have for it. And this works out to be right around a 24mm if you were shooting on like a DSLR full frame camera like the 5D Mark III. So it is very difficult to get a really wide shot if you're doing stuff like interior real estate videography. I would probably steer towards a full frame camera. 5D Mark III, Canon 6D is the one I had. I love my Canon 6D. It's a great camera, especially for low light. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about, is the Panasonic GH4 has kind of a downfall as far as shooting in low light situations. So if you're going to be doing a lot of time-lapse photography, I would actually steer more towards one of the camera bodies from Canon or Nikon, as you can shoot a full res still photo with those camera bodies, and you're still going to get bigger than a 4K image for doing time-lapse work. So if you're doing a lot of night time lapses, you're going to be better off going with a full frame sensor that's going to have better low light capabilities. That was one of the main things that I really did not like about the Panasonic GH4. As far as shooting stills for fine art photography, that's another downfall. It's only a 16 megapixel camera. Saying 16 megapixel, it's still a very high quality image that you're getting out of it. But I would steer towards the Nikon camera bodies for landscape photography. They're putting out camera bodies that have 36 megapixel. Canon is about to come out with a new one that's got over 50 megapixel. So if you're a fine art photographer, I would also steer away from the Panasonic GH4. So let's talk about who the Panasonic GH4 is for. I would say the Panasonic GH4 is going to be the best bet for anyone who is shooting in bright lit situations, so outdoor photographers that are shooting in the daytime. Surf videographers, this is going to be an amazing camera. You can get some great close-up footage. The crop factor is over a 2x crop factor. So if I were to put a 70 to 200 millimeter Canon lens on this with like a Metabones adapter, it's turning it into an equivalent of right around 400 millimeter on the long range end. So the focal length for the long end on a 200 millimeter is going to look like a 400 millimeter on a full frame DSLR camera. Another thing that I really like about this camera is just ease of use. You're always going to be able to monitor your focus, your exposure, your white balance. You can actually turn on the camera, you press this little FN5 button right here, and it switches the view from the monitor into the eyepiece. So you can actually look through the eyepiece when you're shooting video to get your exposure right. If you're in a bright lit situation where you're kind of getting a glare on the monitor, you just look through the eyepiece and you can always get that image dialed in to where it's nice and sharp and it's properly exposed. So that's a great feature that this has. One of my favorite features and one of the main reasons I purchased this camera for my aerial rig was that it shoots 96 frames per second at 1080 HD. So for getting that super slow motion look, it's absolutely amazing. You can also do pans, like using your hand without a stabilization rig, and when you're using slow motion it comes out nice and smooth and it looks amazing. So the slow motion capabilities of this camera are definitely a huge buying point. It's one of the main reasons I purchased the camera myself. Other features that I really liked about it is the ability to shoot the time-lapse video internally. It saves a lot of time having to go into Adobe After Effects and edit the time lapses in post. you are pulling out the images that are in camera. So if you want to get those high dynamic range time-lapse videos, then you're just going to want to take the raw images that you're getting from the camera and do some post-production in After Effects to do it that way. But if you're on a time crunch and you just want to pull what you're seeing out of the location that you're shooting, the time saver is going to be amazing for if you want to just do the in-camera time-lapse function. You're going to save a lot of time, and you're going to save a lot of space on your computer hard drive as well if you want to do in-camera time lapses. So I'll go into more detail in a later video, but I just wanted to throw out an initial review. This camera is great. The battery life is very long. You can shoot pretty much all day on about 2 of the batteries. I don't even have a grip for it yet, but I'll be getting a grip so you can shoot with 2 batteries at a time, which will be great for time-lapse photography and then shooting stuff. If you're out in the field and you don't want to bring a big camera bag, you can just have this with a strap around your neck and shoot all day. I'll be doing more videos as well with basically what gear I'm using with this as far as tripods, sliders. I already did a video with my drone showing you all the features of my drone. So just check out my channel, hit subscribe, and thumbs up on this video if you liked it and it helped you out. More videos to come, guys. Thanks for watching.